That's what's up. Check, one, check. Sorry, King. God. First and foremost, we all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, through His Son, Yahweh Shai, with the real, really called Jesus Christ. You know, Hebrew Israelites, right? The saints and the servants. Come out here to tell you, blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, to repent from your sins and come back to the Most High God, man. Right? Because the Most High God is calling out to y'all through us, man. Right? It's nothing out here in this world that's going to benefit you more than the laws of God. Because once we come back to the laws of the Most High God, that's when the Most High, His hand is going to be in our lives continually. Right? And everything we do is going to be blessed by Him. Right? And the reason why we in this condition now, at the bottom, because when you look around all these different stores, how many of these stores are owned by so-called blacks or Hispanics? Right? We got the Ishmaelites moving in. We got Moabites running, making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of your children in this neighborhood. Right? You got the Hamites around the corner. Right? They living carefree. Right? Outside all hours of the night, not a care in the world. But our brothers running around in Philly murdering each other, man. Our young brothers killing and murdering each other. What's the young boy name? YBC Dude just got murdered, right? Right? He was bragging about murdering his brothers, killing his brothers, making songs about it. Right? Why are we the only people that do that? Right? Is that a thing to glorify it as killing your own brother, man? That's a foul thing, man. And that's against the laws of God. We should love our brothers first. Let me get Leviticus 19 and verse 17 now. Hope it's sharp. Right? This is why we need to come back to the Most High God, man, and His love us. Because we actually genuinely love each other. If the Israelites, which are the real Jews, right, the Jews, the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, if y'all really truly loved each other, you would come back to your laws. You would come back to the Holy Bible, man. Right? Leviticus 19 and 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor. Right? And this is what's not going on in the nation of Israel and the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American community, right? Right? There's no rebuking going on. It's only co-signing. Everybody's encouraging and co-signing, supporting all the damn nonsense and folly within our community, right? Nobody's rebuking your brother. The brother YBC Dole should have never been glorified or picked up by his peers for making fun of picking up a nigga grave that he just murdered, or supposedly, right? That's nonsense, right? Continue on. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. should not suffer sin upon him. Right? That sin, murdering your brother, is a sin, man. Right? That's a sin according to the Most High God. Murder, period, is sin. Right? But how much more so when you murdered your own brother, man? That's another king, another young prince coming up in this world, man. Right? We should love each other more than we have love for these other nations more, man. You know what I'm saying? We got the all these other nations being prosperous, man. So got this whole avenue. Going up all these stores, moving in their kids, right? Their kids inheriting these stores and all these things. But what did the so-called black man and black woman do? What did Hispanic do? Getting moved out by these other nations, right? Getting moved out by these other nations, and then these nations are sending their kids, they damn grandchildren, great grandchildren, before they even damn born, paying their damn great grandchildren tuition off of the black community, man. Before they even born, before they even conceived in a womb. That's how much wealth these nations are building off of our people, man. This is why we need to come back to the Most High God. He's just laws, man. Right? You got more on that? Yeah.
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
Shit, bear no grudge. Right? 'Cause that's what we love to do, man. Niggas love to hold a grudge against somebody, man. Right? You love to hate your brother. You love to get back and get back. It's so sweet, revenge. Right? Sweet revenge. Right? But what the Lord said, revenge is what? Revenge is mine. Right? Why are you avenging yourself over your neighbor, man? Right? You're supposed to take that up to the Lord, pray on it, fast on it, and leave it at that, man. And be open to forgiveness. Be open to forgive your brother for the fault that he made against you or your sister, man. Right, read?
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
You should love your neighbor as yourself, right? Another young black man should not be hating another young black man that's from North Philly or 69th Street or 54th, you understand? 23rd, West Philly, South Philly. We should all be in unison, in love, man, because we are the same people. But ultimately, we were taught different, right? We were destroyed in our minds to think that, your fellow brother is your because he's from another block. He's from another area code, right? He repping another set, right? That's all nonsense, man. And that's all a product of the curses in Jim Crow and the so-called white man capitalizing on our downfall. But on us being sinful, being a sinful nation and leaving our God, man, to follow after these other nations. That's ultimately that's a result of, right? Read. Sit on that. No. Right, so this is why we need to come back to the Most High God, man. Right, let me get oh, you about to grab some?
So we don't lose too much. Yeah, just move it up a little.
We got people out here that's Psalm, we get first Ezra's 8:54, I believe. First Ezra's 8:54. Oh, let me see. Eight 84.
This verse Exodus chapter 8, verse 84. Therefore, now shall ye not join your daughters unto their sons, neither shall ye take their daughters unto your sons. Moreover, ye shall never seek to have peace with them, that ye may be strong.
And you may be what?
That ye may be strong.
And you may be what?
That ye may be strong.
And you may be strong, man. Right? Because once we start to join these other nations, look at how far we came. Look how far the so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American man came. Right? The scripture wants you to think that we so damn progressive. We came so far, little black boys and white girls go to school together, right? But yet, it's 2020 damn four, and what's the state of the so-called black community, the Hispanic community? Are we buying up the stores in our community? Are we buying up the real estate? Right? Have we been for the past 10 to 20 years? Okay, who's buying up the majority of the real estate in this community? Asians, whites, Elamites, East Indians, okay, Ishmaelites, right? Ham, even Ham coming up in here and buying everything, right? Because they want them to be the new minority, replace y'all, because they know we're not the same people, right? Are we the same people? What's your nation, man? What nation you come from? What's your nationality, yeah? Big, big one, man. Right? Because they know we're not the same people, man. Right? Just like the Lord said, He made a difference between the Egyptians and Israel, man. Right? Right?
Moreover, you shall never seek to have peace with them, that ye may be strong and eat the good things of the land, and that ye may leave the inheritance of the land unto your children forevermore.
That you may leave the inheritance of the land to your children. Right? And you see, that's a blessing that the Most High said we should have if we love each other, man. Right? What's going on, brother? What's your nationality, Ken? Good? Okay. And this is the issue, man. This is a lot of the issues that's within our community, man. You can't even have a question, ask our brother a question. Everybody's so damn zoned the hell out, man. Can't even have a proper conversation. Can't answer your brother, man. Right? We got one time. We got something else. Look.
Therefore, now shall ye not join your daughters unto their sons, neither shall ye take their daughters unto your sons. Moreover, ye shall never seek to have peace with them, that ye may be strong and eat the good things of the land, and that ye may leave the inheritance of the land unto your children forevermore.
Because again, that's a powerful precept, man. Because if we stick to what the Most High is saying is, if we actually love each other and stuck together, we will be able to leave an inheritance to our children. Right? How many so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American people can say they actually have a sustainable inheritance to leave for their kids, man? We really don't have shit to leave our kids, right? Anything but mostly debt, right? Stress. You understand? You know, a lot of us don't really have much of anything to leave our children. But if we actually truly love each other, right? This is a side note, right? The so-called small hats, right? Which was the Jewish man, right? They have something called the kibbutz. And where did they get that from? They got that from us, right? The women, they raise the children. The older women, they stay in the community, they raise the children. The men, they go out and work, they come back, and they everything is it's like their own ecosystem within themselves as a nation, right? It's their own ecosystem. They support each other. The women support the men, right? The women raise the children, and ultimately the men is the leader of the whole thing, right? Nobody's usurping any order. The women ain't bumping up against the men. Okay, it's all orderly. And it's all in their own sustainable ecosystem within themselves as a nation. That's why they build so much wealth so quickly, man. Because they stay within themselves. Just like that precept read. If you stay amongst yourself, don't give your sons to their daughters. Don't take on the doctrine of these other nations. Stop acting like them as well, right? And we're going to be strong, man. And we're going to be able to leave the inheritance and and eat up the fruit of the land and be wealthy. But no, what do we want to do? What do we want to do as the nation of Israel? We want to mix. We want to, we want to come together. We want all the other women's nation, nations of these the women of these other nations and mixing and world peace. Right? We want to follow after the Edomites. We want to follow after the so-called white man, right? Which is an enemy, the devil that the Bible speaks of, right? You got precept here? Nah, you will grab some. I see you looking. Right? So let me get scratch that. Let me get John 17. John 17, verse 5. 17 and 9. 17.
This is the book of John, chapter 17, verse 9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world.
Right now, I'm gonna segue into the message of Yahushua, man. Right? A lot of us think that Yahushua, with the word English called Jesus Christ, died for all people. Do you believe that, brother? You believe that Jesus died for all people? Yes? Do you know the Bible don't say that? Right, read it again.
I pray for them. I pray not for the world.
It says, I pray for them, I pray not for the world. So if Jesus Christ loved, or God so loved the world, right? Everybody want to quote John 3:16. If Jesus Christ loved the world, why would he say in 17, I pray for them, I pray not for the world? So obviously that's telling you there's more than one world, there's more than one context of that word world, right? Right, let me get that in Hebrews. You got that. Hebrews 1:1. Right? Yeah.
It's Hebrews chapter 1, verse 1. God, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in times past unto the fathers by the prophets, hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds.
Why he made the what?
By whom also he made the worlds.
The world. Right? That's plural. So it's more than one word. When you read the Bible, like the Bible is such a poetic book, man. A lot of people read the Bible, they don't really understand the language, of the Bible. You understand? They take it out of context. They take some things are taken literal, they don't take literal. Right? They take it out of they say we taking it out of context. Right? But they don't read stuff like this. Right? Now the world is more than one world in the Bible, right? Isaiah 45:17.
So book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord.
Now the whole world shall be saved.
But Israel shall be saved in the Lord.
Israel shall be saved in the world.
With an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed, nor confounded. World without end.
World without end. You see the context? That's pertaining to that world, right? That world talked about in John 3:16. That's a precept for that. Isaiah 45:17. The world of Israel, right? Now, if that's not the case, then you got to explain John 17:9. If he loved the world, if for so God loved the world, right, that he gave his only begotten son, right? You got to explain John 17:9. Why wouldn't he pray for the world if he loves the world? Wouldn't he pray for the whole world if he loved the whole world? You got to explain that. Read.
So book of John, chapter 18, verse 20. Jesus answered him, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue and in the temple, whither the Jews always resort.
Where the Jews resort. You see that? He spake openly to the world where the Jews resort. In the temple, openly, man. Right? It's so, man, the Bible is so easy to understand. But these Christians have what you call that? A preconceived notion, if I'm not mistaken. That's the right term. They have their own doctrine already that they try to make the Bible fit their own beliefs, their own doctrine, right? They try to make the Bible fit their own doctrine, right? What? I'm on that? No, bring it up.
This is John chapter 17, verse 9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine.
Them are thine, man. The children of Israel, the Israelites. Okay? Which is the whole context of the whole Bible. When you read the Bible, nobody can dispute that the entire scriptures is about the Israelites. From from Genesis to Revelation, the entire scripture is about the Israelites. It's about the Jews, man. You understand that? There's no other nation, given salvation in the scriptures, right? No other nation. Let me get John 7 and yeah, John 7:35. Oh, sure. And after that, get 2 Acts 2.
This is John chapter 7, verse 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go? That we shall not find him. Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles?
Will he go into the dispersed? Right? Because when you read the scriptures, you know that the Israelites were dispersed amongst the four corners of the world and among the other nations, which are also called the Gentiles, right? Read.
Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? What manner of saying is this that he said, ye shall seek me and shall not find me?
And see, that's the thing. They didn't understand. They didn't understand why would we go to the other nations, right? But we know by the scriptures in the Old Testament, because a lot of Christians don't. They want to just do away with the Old Testament. Like they just want to do away with the complete Old Testament, and nobody's going to read a book from the midpoint to the end and actually have a full understanding, right? What you got? Right? You're not gonna have a full understanding if you read a book from the middle to the end, right? But again, that precept. Go back to that precept real quick. Read that one more time. That last one.
John chapter 7, verse 38. He that believe, 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go? That we shall not find him. Will he go into the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?
Right, because we were scattered amongst all nations through the four corners, right? And that's easy to understand when you read the scriptures, right? Let me get that next.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 2, verse 5. And they were dwelling at Jerusalem, Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven.
Out of every nation, because what? We were scattered amongst all nations, right? We among all people to the four corners of the earth, which was prophesied to happen, right?
Now, when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? And how hear we every man in our own tongue, wherein we were born, Parthians and Medes and Elamites, and dwellers in Mesopotamia, and in Judea, and Cappadocia, and Pontus, and Asia, Phrygia, and Pamphylia, and Egypt, and in parts of Libya and Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes, Greeks and Arabians. We do hear them speak in our own tongues the wonderful works of God.
Wonderful works of God. Now, all those nation names, we were scattered among all those nations, right? During the Hellenistic period, we have Jews and Israelites, or Jews that were, accepting the Roman culture, right? They believed that they were Romans, right? But they knew that they were Jews. But just like an American today, right? What's his name? LeBron James, right? A lot of these athletes, if they go across country, they will be considered a what? An American. They'll be considered American. So, right? But again, that's how a lot of these Romans were during the Hellenistic period, right? They didn't uphold their nationality, right? They left off their nationality to be a Roman, right? Yeah. Concept might be sick up, right? So from there we're gonna segue. I'm trying to talk to somebody, man.
The second Maccabees chapter 6, verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
Right? And that's what a lot of these Romans what's his name? Alexander, right? When they was in rule, right? They made it illegal for them, for a lot of the Jews, to profess that they were Jews and to keep the commandments. Right? They brought down the temple, right? They sacrificed unlawful things on the altar and the temple and stuff like that. Pork, tried to make brothers and sisters forcefully eat pork. And a lot of our mighty brothers and sisters still fast, man. And took death over, defiling their temple and going against the laws of God. Right? That's the honor in this thing, man. Right? A lot of our people don't have that honor no more because they're so destroyed in the mind that you don't have no sense of identity. Because you have no sense of identity, you don't have no pride in keeping the commandments of God, right? Because you don't identify with the Bible. A lot of people don't identify with the Bible because a lot of, again, it's because a lot of us are deceived by a lot of these wicked ass religions, such as Islam and Christianity, right? We really believe that Islam is a nationality. Oh, brother, what's that called? I'm Muslim. Nigga, that's a religion. That's a religion of the Arab man, right? Oh, I'm Christian. That's my nationality. Okay, how does that benefited our community in the past 50, 60 years? What has Christianity ever done for us? When keep us in the same state, if not worse, today than we were back then, right? And a lot of us actually knew who we were before we were indoctrinated with the Christian church, right? I believe it's a monument in Georgia, the church in Georgia, something like that. I wish I had the picture. That's on my phone. But they knew that they were Jews, right? When before they came over here on slave ships, right? And they kept that monument. The same thing with what's the sister name? Georgia parts railroad. Harriet Tubman, right? She knew that she was a Jew, right? That's facts. Birth of a Nation, right? You know, if you ever seen that movie Birth of a Nation, he knew that he was a Jew. He knew that they were Israelite. When he started really reading the scriptures, he got that revolting spirit, man. So the spirit to revolt because he knew that that wasn't right. The stuff that we was getting done to us by our enemy, the so-called white man, he knew that wasn't right. So that's why that spirit came up in him to revolt and destroy these other nations, destroy all those white people, right? Because he knew we deserve to be on top, right? That's why that scripture say in Ecclesiastes 7, I believe it's 10, 10 and 7, right? I have seen servants or servants on horses, right? You know, that's a vexing thing. You know, I want to see my people on top. You know, but a lot of our people, they love the bottom, man. They love the simple things of this earth, man. Read.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Right? And those princes are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And the servants are these other nations, man. Right? Because the Most High promised us through the covenant that he would put us on top of all these other nations. And all we got to do is come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. It's so simple, right? Y'all make it seem so like it's so bad and confusing to understand, right? Our people love being on the bottom, man. You love the folly, you love the murder culture, you love the drill culture, right? You love making the Chinese man rich, making the East Indian man rich, the Arab man rich, right? Buying the weed and the alcohol, the folly and temple. You understand? All that stuff is bad for you, man, and that's what we out here to do. A lot of people hate us, man, because they think we teaching hate. But we really the only people that really love our people. We the only group that really love our people because we know the truth. That's all we want to do is teach them the truth. We want to teach you who you are according to the Bible, and the most valuable thing in these times now is to know who you are in these times, in these end times. Right? It's nothing more valuable than that. Right? There was recently an 8-year-old girl found last night dead in her bed, man. Just last night, an 8-year-old girl was found dead in her bed. No explanation, right? Why is stuff like that happening in our community? Crazy, man. It's crazy. What you got? 28. Let me get grab what you want to get. Sure. Right, that's why we need to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, man. You know, these type things wouldn't happen in our community if we actually truly loved each other. It came back to the laws of God.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Hey, brother, can I ask you a question, brother? Thing with the Sam and Jagger. Can I ask you a question? Read that again.
And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above.
You see that? That's a straight commandment, man. How simple was that? You shall not have no other God before him. or make any graven image. That's a straight commandment, right? When you read 2nd Ezra 7, well, Jake just want to be seen, bro. That's all Jake wanted to do. He just want to be seen, right? When you read 2nd Ezra 7, it says, the Most High God, He gave you a straight commandment. Very simple to understand. But what our people want to do, we want to go left. We want to veer off, go follow these other nations. But He said, you should have no other gods before me, right? The Most High God should be at the top of your list, right? Deuteronomy 6, right? 3.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
The Most High God is a jealous God, right? Because He loves us. He wants us to serve Him. You understand? He wants us to serve Him. So that's why He says, you should have no other God before me, right? No other God. Don't make no graven image, right? These crosses and cobblestone, don't bow down to it, right? Islam is the worst thing for the black community. Islam is the worst thing for the black. Islam and Christianity is the worst thing for the black community. And that's prophesied in the Bible, man. That was part of the curses. We shall serve gods of wood and stone, right? Islam is the worst thing for the black community, especially Philly, man. Because that Islam is swallowing up jig like never before, man, with this Islamic cult. For real, for real. Understand? Read.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
Right? He's visiting the iniquity to the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. And y'all don't hate us. When y'all hear us out here speaking, you know, a lot of people want to cross the street, they want to cover their ears. You understand? Y'all don't hate us. It ain't us that you hate. You know who it is that you hate? It's the Most High God. That's what you hate, right? Because again, ultimately, you know, when we speak in the words of God. I'm not speaking, very rarely do I speak my own words, unless I have an opinion on something. But y'all don't hate me. Y'all don't hate my brothers up here. Y'all hate God because He had order, right? Y'all been living in a world of disorder for so long that it's comfortable. Y'all think this order is comfortable and chaos is comfortable for you. And you have come to love chaos and disorder. And at this point, it's like a lot of y'all would die without it. Y'all love folly. You love partying and drinking every night, right? Freaking off every night. You know, taking down, another brother's wife. You understand? Women love out here destroying their bodies, being whores. You understand? These are the things that y'all love. And then when we read it and bring it out in the Bible, tell you what you're not supposed to do, y'all bucking up against the word of God. You ain't bucking up against us. We just a messenger, man. Right? What you got?
So book of John, chapter 15, verse 18. If the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If ye were of the world will love its own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you.
Right? Because the Most High chose you out of the world. Everybody's gonna hate you and talk trash about you, man. Oh, what do these niggas think they are on the corner yelling about the scriptures? Y'all not perfect. First thing they know about us is we not perfect, y'all. That's the first thing every time. So you tell me y'all break no commandments, y'all keep the laws perfect? That's the first thing they say. But yet, this is prophesied to happen. I'm okay with being hated, man. I'm okay with the persecution. I'm okay with all this. So I wouldn't be standing the hell out here with my brothers, man. I'm okay with all of it. Because I know I got a God that's going to protect me, man. I know I got a God that's going to give me a greater gift for doing this work. Right? This is more important. You know, a lot of people say they truly love their people, but they're not out here really showing it. Right? You don't truly love your people because you're still destroying the daughters of your own nation. You're still hoarding out your own women. Right? You're still murdering your own brothers on the street. right? Glorifying death and destruction, man. Glorifying murder. You understand? Young boys out here running around, blowing each other's heads off with switches, man. Y'all want to continue to live like that in the black community? Right? Y'all love murder and hoarder? Or y'all want to come back to the law, statutes, commandments of God and be on top? You just love spending your own money unwillingly because you don't have your own stores, you don't have your own sense of community. You love giving your money to these other nations that's owning all these stores all on this strip, right? You don't want nothing for yourself, but y'all hate us, man, right? And we're not surprised because the world hated Jesus, what the world calls Jesus Christ, and Yahweh Shabbat. And if y'all hate us, y'all would have hated Yahweh Shah back then, right? Y'all would have hated him as well. Let me get that too in I believe it's John. It says, marvel not if they hate you. It's a precept to that. Marvel not if they hate you. First John. It's First John 3, 2, 2 and 15. Right? Because it's not a surprise, man. Everybody crossing the street scared. They don't want to walk across. We ain't gonna hurt you, man. We just telling you to get right with God, man. We just telling you to get yourself together, man. Because ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Right? These other nations gonna continue to rule over you. You still gonna be in the slums, man. Right? Your sons and daughters and you want your grandkids to continue to live a vain, stupid life like you live today. You don't want no better for your own sons and granddaughters, grandsons and grandchildren. You want to continue to buy and sell from these other nations that don't like you, that show the disgust when you walk through their doors. Nigga, now you walk through the store, stand up, nigga. That's what you want for the rest of your life and your grandkids. I don't want that, man. I want to be on top, man. I want to rule the earth, man. I want these damn nations under my feet, man. But y'all don't want that. That's not what y'all want. Read.
First John chapter 3, verse 13. Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hates you. We know that we have passed from death unto life, because we love the brethren. He that loveth not his brother abideth in death.
You don't love your brother, you abideth in death, man. Read that for the time, man.
First John 3 and 13. Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hates you. We know that we have passed from death unto life, because we love the brethren.
Because we love the brother. Right? And that's all we and listen, we in a city of what? Brotherly love, right? Is there brotherly love in this city, brother? Can I ask you a question? Is there brotherly love in this city? Or is there a lot of hatred? Huh? No sweet? Okay. That must be ham, huh? Ham and cheese. Read.
Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hates you. We know that we have passed from death unto life, because we love the brethren. He that loveth not his brother abideth in death.
So if you don't love your brother, you abideth in death, man. Because the Lord says, how can you love God, a God that you have not seen, right? But you hate your own brother. Because we are made in the image of the Most High God. We are made in the image of Him. So how could you say you love God but hate your brother? It don't add up and it don't make sense, right? But our people love us. They love God. You know what I mean? When they win a game or at a basketball game, football game, get a touchdown, they doing this. You know what I'm saying? Giving it up to God, pointing up to the sky. But yet their lives don't model after that. They do nothing God has ever asked them to do, right? Let me get that in Luke 6. And
Romans 12 and 9 in NLT. Don't just pretend to love others. Really love them. Hate what is wrong. Hold tightly to what is good. Love each other with genuine affection. And take delight in honoring each other.
Take delight honoring each other. Genuinely love your brother, man. Right? That's so foreign to our people. It's genuine love, man. Right? It's like we can't really trust each other. Right? Because everybody's so grimy trying to get over on somebody, right? You can't really trust him. You don't know if he really, he really jealous of you. He might envy you. He might be covetous of you, right? You don't really know. The only way you can tell is if you get an adversity, right? The scriptures speak about that, right? What's your nationality, y'all? Where you from? Jamaica? Benjamin. You know you an Israelite king? Tribe of Judah? That's right. Nah, Selassie. Nah, no Selassie. That's the with the dreadlocks and all that. That's that Ethiopian boy. Rastafari. That's Selassie. Rastafari. That's exactly what he said. Selassie. But see, they be like Benjamin is so close, bro. But they just thought that said Rastafari is. Our people be right there with it, and they just like it's always something that just veer them off to the left. They just go left, and they stick to the left. You know what I'm saying? They just need a little guidance, man. You know, Benjamin a powerful nation, man, but they just need a little guidance. You understand? Yeah, it was Luke 6 and verse 46, I believe is what one. Uh, yeah, man, we need to genuinely love each other, right? Genuine love ain't putting out music that promotes murder amongst the young women and young men. Man. Genuine love ain't producing music that's pushing, sodomy and freaking off and whoredom amongst the young ladies and young women. That's not love, man. But a lot of our people can't see that. A lot of our people can't see the real genuine. Uh, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? They can't see the love in that, right? If it's costing them anything, if it's going to cost them $1, if it's going to cost them $1 million to really show love to their community, they're not going to do it because they're getting funded by the enemy. They're getting funded by the so-called white man, right? Our people will sell out their souls and sell out their own people for money.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 7, verse 46. And why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say?
Right? Our people love to say, Lord, Lord. I want to thank God. When they win a race, they win a Super Bowl. I want to thank God. What you thanking God for, man? You have done nothing the Lord has asked you to do for the past 30, 40 years you've been alive, nigga. But you want to call on the Most High God, right? I want to thank God for another day, for giving me this opportunity and this blessing, holding the damn Grammy, holding the damn idol. You understand? Thank you, God. Yeah. Holding the blunt. Thanking God for this blunt, man. Licking up a blunt. Man. Niggas is love folly, man. Just retarded. Makes no sense. You're contradictory. Your whole life is contradictory to the things you say. Right? Stop talking about God until you actually open up that Bible. Right? Because our people has literally made their own God in their own head. They have literally designed their own custom God, build a bear God in their own head. He loves all people. He loves sodomites. He loves men that lay with men and women that lay with women. But as long as you profess the name of, come on, man. What the hell is that? Right? Don't do that in Saudi Arabia. See how that works for you. Don't do that in Africa. Don't see how that's going to work for you. And I can't even really say that because a lot of these Hamites, some of these Hamites are really strict. They'll die by that. They'll tar and tire these niggas. The tire and gasoline fuel and then stone you while you burning. After you put a tire around your waist. Set the thing, tire on fire. They don't play about that shit. But a lot of these nations starting to succumb to the wickedness and the cup of this white man. A lot of these doctrines of the white man, man. By accepting these gays in these communities. Right? What you got?
The 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations, and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God.
Everything that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. Right? Because when you step your foot in that Christian church, 9 times out of 10, you reading one scripture and that's it. And you dancing and singing for the rest of the damn 6 hours that you did. First 30 minutes might be scripture, some encouragement, dancing and singing. Right? Same with Islam. They're not going to read you nothing about the children of Israel being chosen over the world, right? Being favored. They're not going to read you nothing about what your blessing is in the kingdom of heaven, getting virgin boys. They're not going to read you that, right? They're not going to read you none of that stuff, right? But they're going to so-called, read you all these other things just to feel you and make you feel that feel good doctrine. You understand? Yeah, this spot. Right. A lot of ham up here, bro. That's why I was going to look. Hey, I know Jay can get off me, but it's all good. I mean, I know they hear us. That the bus out. But yeah, man. We out here to tell you black, Hispanics, Native Americans to repent from your sins and come back to the Most High God. That's what we out here to do. Right? We are the Hebrew Israelites. And with that, Kwame Yashala, Shalom.
Oh, praise. What's up, King? Where you from? Puerto Rico? Where you from? What's your ethnicity, though? What's your ethnicity? What's your dad? What's your dad? Dad is black. You know that this is black, right? Is your dad this color? Your dad is the color of the shirt?
No.
Right, so nobody's really black then, right? So we got to think about that. So we're calling ourselves something like we know our colors. You know your colors, right? Yeah, so we know that we're not a black people, we're more of a brown people, right? So what's our true ethnicity? Where do we truly come from? Right? Right? You are a king, man. Your father's the king. We come out here to let you know that. And God of this Bible is only good God, man. You gotta come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. I mean, you gotta be safe out here, king. What you going out here by yourself, man? I run by yourself. That sun going down. You know bad things happen out here when that sun go down. Yeah, man. We gotta look out for our people though, man. So we gotta look out for the kids, man. Right? And first and foremost, man, let me give all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, right? Yahweh is the name of God. God of the Holy Bible. You believe in the Bible? All right. You know that Jesus is a black man, according to the Bible? You never heard that before? Let me show you.
Book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 1.
Sister and family, man, we showing that according to the Bible, Jesus will be called a black man today. Right? But who do we pray to when we go to church? How do they depict Jesus to be? They got him as white, right? Do you think that it matters? If the Bible said it, do you think it matters if the Bible told us? Right? It should, right? You said that he was Puerto Rican. All right, I'm gonna show you. We're gonna see if the Bible tells us, right? Bring it up.
Book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to shew unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
So a revelation is a revealing, right? So John the Revelator is being revealed, right? And revealing to us the depiction of what Christ looked like, right? Keep going.
Right? And he sent and signified it by his angels unto the servant John. Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
We got woolly hair. Well, who got woolly hair, kids? The Bible says who the world calls Christ got woolly hair, man. Who got woolly hair on this earth? Huh? Yeah, like real tight curls. Black people, right? So-called black people. But again, this is black. So nobody's really the color of black, right? So what would they be? Brown. But that's not an ethnicity. Like Chinese, East Indian, and Arabs, and European Caucasian, right? They know where they come from, but you and your father are calling yourselves the color out of a crayon box. You think everybody does that? Not everybody. So there has to be a crafty counsel. They did something. They lied to you for a reason, right? Because if you knew who you really was, then you'll be doing something that they don't want you to do. And that's keeping God's commandments. And if you kept God's commandments, our children wouldn't be getting killed in the streets, right? You see the news? You be watching the news? It's a lot of kids that just, huh? You got a citizen. Yeah, citizens that's always going on, right? Right, shooting right, I'm at work. It was a shooting school from morning time to nighttime, right? And who's getting shot? It's a lot of kids, but what's the ethnicity of these kids? Probably black and brown, right? Yeah. So it's like a curse is on us. What do you say? What do you say? Like there's a curse upon us? So if it's our kids getting shot all day, every day, everywhere, it's not just Philly. You know about Camden? Yeah, Camden is bad too, right? Camden got a high murder capital rate. So who do you think getting shot over there? The same people, right? In California, in Chicago, in Detroit, in Florida, in Texas. It's everywhere we at. So it's like a dark cloud is over our nation. Why though? Why it's only happening to us? Does it happen to Chinese people? No. And you're a child, man. I all praise to the Most High that you have the common sense to see this because you can talk to an adult, believe it or not, and they'll be like, yeah, Chinese people get shot every day too, but they don't. Not, especially their kids, like they're our kids. It's a dark cloud over us, sister, and even a child can see that and understand that, sister. Why do you think that there's a dark cloud and our children getting shot every day in every city that we live in? Accountability. What are we doing wrong? God gave us common sense, right? But some people that sell drugs to support their family think that's the right thing to do, right? To someone that might, right? Okay. You believe in the Bible? So you scripture? Yeah.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 25. There's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death.
There's things, there's ways that we might see to be right, right? We might think that my he asked me, I mean, you need some money and I put him on a block. I mean, to me, I'm doing him a favor. Not to me, but to the streets, right? And that's how they show love to our people by putting them on and giving them a pack, giving them a cigarette, and giving them. Yeah. So God gave us common sense. You think He gave us instructions of what's right and wrong? It's like, according to God, if we're talking about that, God wise, yeah, because He's the one that's watching us. He's the one that's punishing us, right? Oh, hey. I love you, King.
before I say things out loud, like, or whatever, I feel like
Greatest exalters. First, as you said, we are born sinners, right? But do we have to continue sinning? Right? We don't have to continue sinning. But in order for us to stop sinning, we have to know what that is, right? So we should.
1 John chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law.
God's laws, breaking God's laws is what sin is. So in order for us to stop sinning now, we have to understand what God's laws are. Right? You know it's something about the Ten Commandments. Don't have no other gods. Don't these guys they vain. Keep the Sabbath day. Honor your mother and your father. See, the Christian church tells us that the laws are done away with. But honoring your mother and your father is done away with. Don't kill. Don't steal. Don't lie. Don't be covetous. These things are done away with. I think it's from God. Find our way where? Our way where? Find our way where? Back to God. Right? All praises. So we out here to show you your way back to God. Bring this out in Deuteronomy 30.
Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 15. It says, see, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil.
God is telling us in the law to where we can stop sinning. Where we stop sinning is by keeping the law. And in the law, he's telling us that he set before us life and death. Right? Keep going.
And that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God.
How do we love God? So now God is commanding us to love him. How do we do that? I praise him, but does God tell us how to love him?
God. So the balance of the
When we not sin. It says don't eat pork, don't eat shrimp, don't eat crab, don't eat lobster. Right? We cannot do it, but we choose to go against God and say, I don't care, I'm gonna do it anyway. Right? So he got life and good, death and evil. So he's giving us death and evil and putting it upon our children because we're keeping America's laws, but we're not keeping God's laws. He's a jealous guy, right? And we're making him jealous by choosing man over him, choosing our fleshly desires over the spiritual protection that he's willing to give us and our children. So bring this up.
The 1 John chapter 2, verse 3. It says, and hereby we do know that we know him.
Said that we can know God, right? So how do we know God? You know,
If we keep his commandments.
this is in the New Testament. He's saying the only way we can know God is by keeping the commandments. Keep going.
He that saith, I know him,
Say that we know God.
and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
Define who's keeping his commandments. What is repent? Let me get Wilson. So we believe that if we tell God, I'm sorry, I'm going to go against you today, that he's just going to forgive us. I'm sorry, God, I'm not going to listen to you today. He's going to forgive me. What makes you believe that, though? I'm going to show you.
Book of Hebrews chapter 10, verse 26. For if we sin willfully,
You know you're going to sin again. And you tell God, I'm a sinner, right? And I'm a willful, right?
But if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth,
We see that we are not supposed to be doing these things.
there remaineth no more sacrifice for sin.
There's no more forgiveness. According to God. So what God do you believe in then? Go to 2 Corinthians 4:4. So where do you find this information about God? Where do you learn about God? So throughout the Bible, we show that if you love me, keep my commandments. I'm going to give you life and good. That's evil. And you can choose life. But we're choosing death. And we wonder why our children are actually first came up. Why is there a dark cloud over our heads? Why our children getting done with? Why we fill up these prison houses? Why we the best people on this earth, but in the worst conditions everywhere you find us? Okay. Okay. I know you gotta go. Can I show you these last scriptures? All right, read up.
In Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 15. See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil, and that I commanded thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways,
That's how we love about walking in this way.
and to keep his commandments, and his statutes, and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply.
Live and multiply by keeping the commandments. We're not multiplying. We have a whole generation of children that's being wiped off as 15, 13, 16-year-olds dying and not even having kids of their own. What needs to happen? How long are we gonna wait until one of our children is dead to cry to God and ask God why me? And then be like, I'm gonna change my life, man. But we're gonna change our life now before our children have to suffer for our sins. Watch.
It says, mayest live, and the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it. But if thine heart turn away,
If our hearts turn away from God,
so that thou wilt not hear, but shall be drawn away and worship other gods and serve them.
worship other gods and serve them, because if we're not worshiping this God by keeping his commandments, then we're worshiping another God. People,
I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish.
will surely die. He's giving us, he's guaranteeing us, and it's happening every day. People,
And that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land, whither thou passest over Jordan to go possess it. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you.
haven't heard right now. It's recording this day against you. People,
I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing.
life and death, blessings and curses.
Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live.
We choose life. We can keep the commandments so we can love God and truly love Him, not just say it. Right? Or we can just not love Him and choose death and our children die every day. Give us life. Something to think about, sister. Our number, our information is on there. You got a husband? No? Well, if you had a husband, we'll ask you to ask your husband to learn from us so that you can learn from him. But if you want to call us and you want to gain more information, we your brother, sister, and we're here to help you and our children. We see what's going on and we understand why this is happening. And we keep the commandments, so we see the good side of it. We see the protection. We understand that the Most High really works if we love Him. We are witnesses, sister. We won't be out here. We don't got no collection plate. We don't want no money. And we in places where our people die, right? For no reason. So we out here to save our people, sister. We love you. What's your name? Ariel? My name is Shirai. It's a pleasure. All right, all praise to the Most High. All right, let me get it. People choose death. Time up. Death. Right? So I'm okay. All right. Jeremiah 8:3. You black Spanish Native Indians, man, we coming out here to give y'all a warning from God, man. Y'all babies is getting gunned down every day. And it's not because of America. It's not the police. It's not the white man putting guns and drugs in your neighborhood. It's because of your disobedience to God and he has turned his back on you. Turn this up.
Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 3. And death shall be chosen rather than life.
Death is going to be chosen. The Most High told us, man. You don't give us life and good, death and evil. Therefore, choose life that you and your kids may live. But death shall be chosen rather than life. Y'all choosing death, man. Y'all kill your kids. When your kids die, man, it is your fault. You should have taught them better. You should have put a hedge of, you should have served God because only God can stop a stray bullet from hitting your child. Only God can send that bullet in another direction. But only God can make sure that bullet hits the direction that your child is staying. You choose death. You choose death upon your children. You choose death upon yourself. But we never tried this, man. We tried Islam. In Islam, our people get gunned down every day in this Islamic religion. Christianity. The Christians is having sex with your sons, man. Little boys. These pastors is touching on your kids. And collecting money off them. It's not working, man. These guys don't work in our nation. It might work for the Arabs, and we see that it don't even work for them. But we have a true and living God, man, who said that we got to choose one, man. You go.
So, Jeremiah 8:3. And death shall be chosen rather than life by all the residue of them that remain of this evil family, which remain in all the places whither I have driven them, saith the Lord of hosts.
Thanks the Lord, man. I'm choosing death rather than life, man. Let me get Joshua 24:15. This is what the black and brown culture is, man. Death. We have a death cloud and a death angel within our community. There ain't no good ones, man. There ain't no angel saving us from anything that's going on. What's up?
Book of Joshua, chapter 24, verse 15. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord,
If it seem evil unto you to not eat pork, if it seem evil unto you to not eat shrimp, crab, and lobster, to not smoke a cigarette, if it seems evil to tell God, I'm not going to sin today, what?
choose you this day whom you will serve.
Choose who we going to serve. Who we going to serve, sister? Is we going to serve man or is we going to serve God? How do we serve God? Huh? The spirit and in truth, but the spirit is only given to them who obey his commandments. So who's teaching us to keep the commandments? Who's teaching us what the commandments are? How can you keep something that you don't know nothing about? Who's teaching the kids? It's not the Christian church. The Quran tells you that the Jews and the Israelites need to follow the covenant. They need to follow Torah, or they are disbelievers. And any Muslim, if you allow us to talk to an Arab Muslim, they're going to tell us that you blacks are the real Jews. But they're not going to tell us that they're not going to tell you that you need to keep the covenant. They're keeping you a disbeliever, man. Why is that, kid? Why they not teaching us the truth about who he is, man? Why my shit ain't telling them who the Israelites are, the covenant that they need to be keeping? Because if they don't keep the covenant that was given to them by Allah, then they are the unbelievers, according to the Quran. But they got you putting money in that Seneca box. They got you yelling out Arabic in the prison cell. They got you being seen by men with a mark on your forehead. It's all up. All this is, man, no matter what religion you follow, it's a costume. It's fake. Nobody is truly serving God, man. I want to know why the mob shit ain't teaching the Jews, man, that they need to follow the covenant and what the covenant is. Why the church ain't telling you that according to the Bible, 144,000 servants are going to be saved of the 12 tribes of Israel. Why are they not teaching us who these Israelites is? Why are they not teaching us how to love God, sister? If the Bible tells us how to love God, why are we not loving God the way the Bible tells us? You know why? You're Puerto Rican, right? A so-called Puerto Rican. We don't know, man. Our people don't know God. And because we don't know God, we don't know who he is, man. I had you over something. That was that. Try to get something.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me.
God is saying that God's people is foolish, man. Who's God's people? Running around with guns on, running around selling drugs to their own people, right? Running around killing kids, man. Mommy, grandma burying the grandkid. That's foolish, man. That's a foolish people, man. And we in the community of this foolish people because y'all don't know God and y'all don't even know who y'all is. Y'all don't know yourself. Keep going.
For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are astonished children.
Sodist. They are sodist children. This word for sodist is stupid. God is saying that God's children is stupid. You gotta be stupid to call yourself a color out of a crayon box. And then put your hand to a black shirt and think that that's your ethnicity. You gotta be stupid. You gotta be stupid to know that that can't be your true ethnicity. But don't research who you truly are, where you truly came from. You gotta be stupid. If I ask you your ethnicity and race, and you tell me Muslim, or you tell me Christian, like this how stupid God's children is, man. But if I ask the East Indian, he gonna tell me he from Bangladesh, he gonna tell me where he from in East India. If I ask the Chinese, he gonna tell me he from Shanghai and whatever town in Shanghai. If you ask a white man, he gonna say Netherlands in Europe, or France or Italy. But if we ask our people, sister, what's their ethnicity? What's your ethnicity, sister? What's your ethnicity? You don't know. But God said that his people wouldn't know. And they will need to remember in the land of their captivity. In the land of their captivity, they would need to remember who they are. Bring it up.
The book of Baruch, chapter 2, and verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me.
Don't want to hear the Bible. When the Quran tells you that it's confirming the Bible. When you get 6 articles of faith, say you got to believe in the Torah. You got to believe in the prophets, the Injil, and the Psalms. You know y'all ain't going to hear God, but y'all follow Muhammad. But y'all don't follow God. Y'all follow the music industry and what they perpetrate through your music. But you don't follow God. Y'all low level, man. Keep going.
Because it is a stiff-necked people.
Y'all stiff neck. Y'all only want what y'all want, and y'all want it right now. So y'all still and kill for it. Keep going.
But in the land of their captives, they shall remember themselves.
The land of their captives, there's a people who don't know who they is. And there's a people that's a captive in the land that doesn't belong to them. And in this land, they're going to remember who they is. What you think we up there for? You think we always knew we was the children of Israel? We remembered. Let me get John 15 and 16. We remembered who we is, man. We know we can prove it. We come out to these streets, man. We come out to these streets all over Philadelphia to prove that y'all not Muslim, to prove that y'all not Christian, to prove that y'all the children of Israel that the Bible and Christianity is supposed to believe in, and the Quran tells you that you need to believe in. Bring it up.
Book of John, chapter 15, verse 16. You have not chosen me.
Choose this, man. We ain't choose to do this. We ain't choose to remember who we are. We didn't wake up like, listen, man, I'm going to teach the Bible on Fifth and Island. This wasn't of our doing. People,
You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you.
the Most High God chose us, man. The Most High God revealed to us who we truly are in the land of our captivity. And by us remembering who we are in the land of our captivity, we can understand what's required of us. So once we understand what's required of us, we can start applying it to our life. When we start applying it to our life, we can see the benefits of being loving to God, of being faithful and loyal to God. Faithful, y'all been faithful and loyal to these streets for too long, and it has not done anything. All it's doing is putting these police vehicles on your community. It's got cameras on every store watching your every move. They got the white, the East Indian, and the Chinese man buying up and gentrifying your neighborhood and pushing y'all to one secluded location so y'all can sell y'all drugs and kill each other. These Muslim Arabs are selling y'all royalties. They selling y'all halal. They won't give to their own kids. Y'all go in there with a kufi on. You go in there with a kufi on, and this Arab going to sell you everything halal. In this land of captivity, man, we're going to remember who he is, man. It's a curse to be caught up in Islam. It's a curse to be caught up in Christianity. And by us remembering who he is, man, we start lifting these curses, man.
Yes. What's that? The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30. And it shall come to pass, when all these things shall are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse.
Curses are upon you blacks, you Negroes, you colors, you Hispanics, you Puerto Ricans, you Jamaicans, you Haitians, you Dominicans, you Mexicans. Y'all are living the curses of God. And y'all putting your children deeper and deeper into God's wrath and judgment.
And the blessings and the curses which I have set before thee, thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether the Lord thy God hath driven thee.
When the Most High, when we disobey God, he delivers us into the hand of our enemies. All these nations that the Most High has scattered us in is our enemies. And we're going to remember in our captivity who we is. We're going to call these things to mind. This is Torah. You Muslims got to believe in the Torah. And in the Torah, in this verse, it's going to tell you that God is not dealing with these Arabs or no other nation. Because you being in the hand of your enemies is every nation. Keep going.
Verse 2. and shalt return unto the Lord thy God.
Don't return. The sister said, repent. Repent is return. We have to return and stop doing what we was doing. Return to what? Return to God, the love of God. How do we love God? By keeping the commandments. We got to return back to the laws of God. It's not cuffing your pants. Keep going.
And shall obey his voice according to all that I commanded thee this day.
How we call ourselves godly? We call ourselves Muslims and Christians. When the Islam tells you you have to obey the covenant, the Jews or the Israelites have to keep Torah. You have to believe in the Torah. You got to believe in the Psalms and the Injil. But what they tell us, okay? They tell us that it's been corrupted without no proof, okay? They just say it because that's what they heard. But we can show that the Quran was corrupted before it was published, because the Quran that you read today is the Uthmani Codex, which isn't the original written script that was by Ali Tawil. But we follow the Arabs, and we don't follow what Allah gave us before the Quran came. What Allah gave us that the Quran confirms. Keep going.
Thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul.
You got to come back and return to God and obey his voice. Us and our children with all our heart and all our soul. God.
That then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity.
That's the only time y'all gonna stop being slaves. That's the only time we're gonna stop being under the foot of all these other nations. It's about returning to God. Now we return to God, we got the people at our job, right? Just giving us whatever they at peace with us. We know how to move in this world, and we understand this is a land of our captivity. We understand who's the hierarchy of this world today. All we gotta do is keep the commandments of God, seek ye the kingdom first, and everything else gonna come to us. And we live in proof. The Most High shut doors on us just so others are open. And if we just kept the faith and just allowed the seams work, we'll see that it was only him that could have done this. Keep going.
And have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord thy God has scattered thee.
Everywhere, man. We got sold through the transatlantic slave trade. We got sold to every nation on this earth. And the Most High promised if we return to God, he's going to gather us, man. He's going to gather us from every nation that brought our children. They brought our children. They sold our children on auction blocks, man. Our children filling up these prisons, okay? We don't even know who we are. Keep going. This is a promise. But God promised that y'all have an evil eye towards each other and kill each other for looking at each other wrong. God promised that you'll have fatherless households. Right? God promised that we'll be on cargo slave ships. Keep going.
If any of thine be driven out unto the outermost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord thy God gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. And the Lord thy God will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it. And he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers.
People need to be brought back into their land. It's a people without a land. And it's a land without a people. You so-called blacks, man, y'all the real Jews, man. Y'all are jewelry to God, man. You so-called Hispanics are not the property of Spain. Y'all are the property of God. Y'all are Yasharala. Y'all are the princes of power. Keep going.
Verse 6, and the Lord thy God will circumcise thine heart, and the heart of thy seed, to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live.
You might live, man. We gotta circumcise our heart, man. We gotta circumcise these fleshly desires. We gotta allow, man. We gotta be obedient and allow the Spirit in so we can ruled by us through the spirit in the spiritual world. You don't even know what that's like, man. We all on demon time. Everybody knows what demon time is, man. But nobody knows what godly time is. This godly time, man, it's God's time right here, man. And y'all playing with God's time. And y'all losing time. You and your kids. Keep going.
God, and the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee.
So God can't love everybody. If he's circumcising the heart of our children, if he's bringing us back into our land, if he's gathering us from every nation that we were scattered to, and these nations who we were given to is our enemies because of our disobedience, every nation outside of us is going to feel these curses. They're not going through these curses today. They are. They are at a through the spiritually we can see it. Spiritually, we can see these curses and these traps that they built for us, them falling into. But the Most High said he gonna put these curses on them, man. They gonna be the tail and we gonna be the head. They gonna get scared. They gonna have fatherless households. They gonna hate their women. Their women gonna hate them. They gonna have an evil eye towards each other. The way we love God is by loving each other. So we ain't gonna do this no more, man. We gonna circumcise our hearts, so we ain't gonna err no more. We ain't gonna fall again, man. There ain't gonna be no more death. There ain't gonna be no more sorrow. There ain't gonna be no more sickness, man. There ain't gonna be no more war. So you blacks and the Spanish better get right for y'all get left. Y'all better get your kids right before you watch your kids get left with the blood in the dirt, man. So with that, I'm gonna say, call out with Dafla Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shah. What for the ball?
What for the ball?